Hey there, I'm Kelly, and today I'm going to show you how to design social media graphics in Adobe Illustrator. If you want to try this project for yourself, check the link in the description and you'll find the practice files for this project. So I have Adobe Illustrator open, and we're going to click New File. There are some file size presets at the top. We're going to be doing a social post today, so I'm going to scroll over to social, and we are going to start with an Instagram post. So there is a preset here already. It's 1080 by 1350 pixels. So let's click that. And on the right, you can see some additional details about this, the width, the height. So if you wanted to adjust anything here, you could. And I like to go ahead and name my file as soon as possible in the design process. So my file name is there. You have some other color mode options here. This is for social media, so RGB is what we want. Let's click create. Okay, you can see I have an artboard here now and it's blank. Before I jump into this, I want to make sure we are all looking at the same thing. So we can go reset our workspace. You can go up to Window, Workspace, and I like to use the Typography workspace. So that's the one I have chosen. I'm going to reset Typography just so if you choose to use the same one, we are seeing all the same tools on the sides and the top. Okay, so that just moved a few things around. So the social post we'll be creating today is to promote an upcoming marathon, half marathon, and a 5K. When I get started designing in Adobe Illustrator, I like to make sure I have all of my assets on my board. So that might mean I want the text, I want any images, any graphics that will be on this. I want to go ahead and make sure that I've just dumped them on this board so I have all the content in one place. So let's do that now. I have my Finder window open and I have some photos that I have pulled for the marathon. I just look through them quickly. So there are various views of runners in the marathon. Some of them show some of the landscape, like this one with the bridge. And here's another bridge with some greenery behind. And then we see a few that are more up close. So I might use a few of these and just test them out and see how they look. So I'm simply going to drag and drop a few of these onto my artboard. And they're pretty big files. So I'm just going to resize them holding down the shift key. If you don't hold down shift, they will distort. So if you're resizing images, make sure to hold down that shift key. Okay. Just going to put them all over here on the side. Okay, now I'm going to just go ahead and draft my text for this. So I'm going to use the type tool and just click and drag a text box over here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in and out a little bit, Command plus plus plus, so I can see this type a little bit easier. And I'll be using Helvetica New for this font today, and probably like a condensed version, either condensed bold or condensed black. Let's try it in bold first. And I'm going to make this type a bit bigger and then paste in my tagline for the marathon, which is defy your limits. Okay, selected it and making it bigger. Okay, you can actually hold down shift and click the font size increase and it will increase it by a lot more. Okay, and I do want this to be in all caps as well. So if I click these three dots, I get a lot more text options here, and there is an all caps button. So defy your limits, all caps. Okay, we'll adjust it more in a few minutes, but I just wanted to get that text here so I have it. Some of the subtext we're going to need, I'm just going to copy and paste this box. We're going to need to explain what the distances are in this marathon in the post. So we have a 5K, a half marathon, and a marathon that we'll be promoting. And I'm separating them with these little lines right now. Option 8 makes this cool dot. So option 8 makes a dot in between each. Okay. And I know this text will be smaller than our headlines, so I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller. We also need the date. So April 11th. 2026, and a call to action would be nice as well. So register today. Okay, I'm unsure if I want all these to be in all caps too, so I'm just going to turn that off for now. Okay, and I might change the font weight of these also once I get them in the design, but that's all the text that I am going to have on this post. So we have our images and our text, and the last thing, I might actually drop my logo into this. I'm not sure if I need it because on social media, the logo is typically the profile image, but I'm just going to drop it onto my board just so I have the logos available. And actually, when I dragged and dropped it, These are SVGs, so try to open them in a new file. I'm just going to copy and paste them into my file down here. Again, hold down Shift to make sure they don't distort. Okay, so now that I have all my assets in here, let's go ahead and save our file one more time. So File, Save, and we have named our file, but this is actually like saving the file. Okay, let's zoom out again. I'm actually going to just move all this to the left. So one of my favorite design tricks is to split the space in your design with an image and a color block. So that is what I'm going to do to get started with this design. I think these two images right here are probably more impactful. You can really see the emotions on these people's faces. So I think starting with one of these would be ideal. Let's start with this one. And I'm actually just going to copy it over here and let's resize it. And next I'm going to add a color block. So I'm going to take my rectangle tool on the left and just draw a box. This logo down here has my brand colors in it. So I'm going to sample my brand colors from this nice blue, and then I have a turquoise. So not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I might actually even do a gradient or something that incorporates both of these colors. So let's try that. To do a gradient, you select your rectangle. So if you click and hold this gradient tool, we're going to select gradient tool. And for some reason, my window didn't pop up for gradient. So you can go up to window, gradient, and you'll get a gradient pop-up. So down here, this is showing the colors that I can apply to my gradient. So I do want this kind of gradient where it goes from one color to another in a line. You also have the option for a radial or freeform, but yeah, we'll just stick with this one. And if I click that linear gradient, it's taking these two colors down here and applying it to my box. Obviously, I don't want the black. That's not in my brand colors. Okay, so if I click this little black dot, I get this little pop-up down here, and you do have the option of the color picker. So that's actually what I want to do since I have the logo right here. Okay, picking that color. All right, so that is a pretty nice gradient right there. You can change how this looks. You can click and drag this to change like how much of it is turquoise versus this dark blue. And look, if you get them too close, it creates this line. So you want to keep these little dots far away from each other. And then you can also change the angle of this. So to negative. Okay, so yeah, you can change the angle of this gradient like that. So I kind of like the way that's looking. So let's stick with this gradient right now. We can always adjust it later if needed. The next thing we need to do is we need to put this text on top of the graphic. Okay, obviously it's a little big right now, all of it. So let's select this text and I'm gonna center it and let's make it, I want it to stack like this. Let's put it on top. Okay, obviously it's not sitting on top of everything. So we need to right click it and say arrange, bring to front. And I really can't see this top text very well. So I almost need like an overlay on top of this photo. So let's do that next. I'm gonna make a rectangle and I'll just do it right here for now. I can go back to that gradient tool. Let's go up to window, gradient, and we're gonna do a black and white effect. And I actually want the black to be at the bottom for this. So let's change this to 90. Okay, and this is currently a solid shape. That's not really what I want. So you can actually change the opacity of this with the opacity box down here. So I essentially want no white to be showing. I just want the black. So the black essentially like gradients into the photo. All right, so let's drag this over, and I'm also going to do a little bit more transparency work on this. So let's go to window, transparency, and you have these blending modes is what they're called in the transparency box, and multiply is magical. I love the multiply option. You can see what it did there. It kind of has this like hazy look right now, which you may like that, but if you go to multiply, it just blends that gradient into the photo really well. And you have some other options you can play with here, but I love multiply. All right, so this is, I think, what I was looking for. Okay, let's bring this text back to the front, arrange, bring to front. Let's change the color of the text to white. So I'm selecting the text going to my swatches on the left, double clicking, and select white text. Okay, that's showing up much better than before. All right, let's adjust this text a little bit more. The leading is pretty far apart. That's the space between my lines of text. So I'm going to hold down Shift and just adjust this a little bit more. So I think my text can be a little taller, or sorry, a little bit larger. Okay. I like the idea of like half and half photo, half and half color. So I'm just going to adjust this a little bit more. And you can see there's this nice line going right through your, so it splits the space nicely. Okay, define your limits. Obviously, I have a little bit of image just kind of hanging off the side here. This is not a big deal because when we export this, it will crop to my artboard size. So I'm just not going to worry about it right now. But we could add a mask to it so it cuts it off. Okay, let's start adding some of this text because we do have more text that we have to add. And this is going to have to be smaller text. I'm also going to make it white. So let's select these text boxes, make them white. Okay, so right click, arrange, bring to front. Okay. Don't have a lot of room for this, so I think I'm going to have to make this text just a little smaller. And decided to make this text, our main headline, condensed black, so it stands out a little bit more. Okay, these are currently condensed bold. Just looking at my font options to see if something else might be nice. It maybe doesn't need to be condensed. It could be a different style than our headline. Yeah, I kind of like a different style, honestly. Okay, I'm going to center all these as well. Okay, I'm going to make these even smaller. And I kind of like the idea of the date being first. So you know when it is, what it is, and then register. Okay, and just an idea to make this register today stand out a little bit more, I'm going to add another color block down here and sample our brand color. Let's see, forward. Okay, and this could be nice as all caps as well, just to like tie it back to our headline a little bit better. Let's try it. Maybe this should be condensed bold, like our headline. Okay, let's go ahead and mask this. It is actually bothering me that I can't see the perfect symmetry here. So how do you mask? I'm actually going to move this gradient off for just a moment. And what we're going to do is draw a rectangle on top. Oh, so I drew a rectangle on top, and this can have any fill, it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to hit Shift Select. So I've selected both of these items, and I'm going to right click and say Make Clipping Mask. So yeah, that essentially clips off anything that's not perfectly underneath that rectangle. And if you want to adjust your clipping mask, you just kind of double click and you can move the photo around or make it bigger, anything like that. Okay, let's go back out of this. And we're going to move this to the back again. So right click it, arrange, send to back. Let's move our gradient back over here. Okay, so let's just zoom out and take a look at this. Make sure it looks good and that it's eye-catching. You can read all the words really well. I did not include the logo, and the more I'm thinking about this, I don't think we need the logo. It would kind of mess up the design that I have, and the logo is in the profile. So I think for now, I could leave the logo out, but if you did want to add the logo to something like this, you could say arrange, bring to front. You know, this could be like right at the top. It could be down here, and you could move all your text up that. But for now, I think this is perfectly fine the way it is. And a few last little checks. I want to make sure everything on this is centered. So you can select all your text boxes by holding down Shift and clicking the boxes, and go to Window, Align, and just center them. You can choose the center option. So real quick, if you wanted to repurpose this design for possibly another post or a story graphic, I'm going to show you how to do that really quick too. So we have this artboard. If you go up to the top, you have documents set up. Say edit artboards. You can copy and paste this artboard to the right. So I'm going to say Command C, Command V, and it just copied and pasted it over here. And I can move it around at this point. And you can see my dimensions up top. So a story graphic for Instagram is 1080 pixels by 1920. So I could type in the height and change the height. So let's do 1920 and click enter. Okay, so at this point, you would just be resizing all your graphics and your text to make it fit this size. So what I can do is move my stuff down. I'm going to make this gradient taller. So again, it's about at the halfway point. Let's move this overlay off so I can adjust this box here. So if you right click this, you can actually release the clipping mask, and we're just going to remask it. So I'm going to take that rectangle and make it the full size that I need, and then resize my image to fit that rectangle space, centering our runners. Then if you select both, you can say make clipping mask. So it just essentially remade the mask so it fits the image size that I need. And then let's put our overlay back on top here. At this point, we can move our text up. We also have more space here, so I could also increase the font size of my headline, adjust that leading. And this feels pretty nice. I might just give this a little more space. So we have our date and our distances, and then the register today. Now you do want to keep in mind on post, you might have a safe zone issue with this register today. I don't know a lot about safe zones, honestly, but know that there might be like text or something that overlays on top of this. So if that is the case, you might need to move register today or take it off completely. This is a story, so you could say something like click to register and put it somewhere else in the design. Okay, so here are our social media graphics for Instagram. I have my post and I have my story graphic. Now we need to export them. Let's go up to File, Export, Export As. So at this point, you could rename your file if you need to. Down here in the format, it's defaulting to PNG. I prefer JPEGs for social media graphics, but you can do either one. And then down here, when it says use artboards, that's what we want to do. We want to use the artboards. We're using all of our artboards. If you happen to have a whole lot of artboards on this design and you needed to specify a range, like I want artboard 1 and 5, you can do that here. But we'll just stick with all. Okay, export. And then you get some export options. When it comes to social media, you can do pretty high quality. You don't really need to change the quality and lower it because of file size issues. So I like to just have the quality all the way to the top. You are exporting as RGB because this is for screens. And you could change your resolution if needed, but again, I like to have the highest quality possible. And so we'll just stick with the high 300 PPI. Click OK. Let's go find our graphics and take a look at them. Okay, here they are. If you want to follow along with this project I did today, you can find a link to the files that I used in the description below. So that's it for today. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel for more graphic design and Illustrator tutorials. Thanks so much.